Hey!
Welcome back to Talking Shit ATL. What up, ATL?
What's up, ATL? You know where we at with it?
Yeah, this is the first episode that you'll hear us say it. We've changed the name if you're following along live.
Right.
And yeah, we're now Talking Shit ATL.
Talking Shit ATL, and I'm your host, Prodigy Que.
And I'm your other host, Amanda. And this is our canine host, Teddy.
Yes. Which I think he's doing a lot better than past episodes.
Yeah.
Especially when you saw the wrestling match.
Yeah.
He had Amanda a couple episodes ago.
For sure.
And I will episode, if you haven't checked out those, check them out, part 1 and part 2. Both are out. And so hopefully you guys are sticking to those resolutions, sticking to those fitness goals and health goals that you have. And that's kind of the premise of kind of today's episode. We want to kind of, talk about some past holiday things we talked about, as well as, kind of our process where we are in our resolutions and that type of thing as well.
Yep.
So yeah.
I had to trade out the loud toy for a different toy if you were watching on YouTube.
But you might can hear very well.
Yeah,
audio.
he went right next to the microphone and started chewing on a bone. So, but yeah, so we'll start, I guess, with our holiday check-in portion. So tell me about your holidays and.
So holidays were very well overall. I know they be like back to back. I be feeling like, New Year, you get Thanksgiving, you go right into Christmas, then you go right into your New Year's stuff. And so even like past few days of like running around with people and talking to people, I think it's been kind of that. It's like, why are not, a lot of people out and stuff like that. But I think everybody's like in recovery right now from all of the holiday things. And of course, by spending that money, at this point, waiting for tax time.
Yeah, and New Year's resolutions.
So
everything.
But the holidays overall was great. I didn't get to, fortunately, go home like I wanted to. A lot of life things sometimes happen and work things, and how some of y'all may know that's the case. I know a lot of people who work on holidays and stuff like that. Out of necessity, as well as some people do time and a half. That's the kind of thing again that my family does, whether we do Thanksgiving or we do Christmas, because typically, a lot of us like to work and try to get that money. So I spent a lot of time in the holidays working and with the working people. We celebrated holidays together. Other working people. You know how it is. But it was really good to be able to kind of do that. Serve. I drive and stuff, and then I also work in a lot of restaurants and stuff. So being an aid and be able to assist in those people either creating memories or spending time with their families or going to go see their family, whatever the case may be, was actually was really good for me. I didn't feel like I was alone, in a sense, and and I'm kind of chatty and stuff like that too. So again, meeting new people that are asking, what are you doing? What's your plans? Or where you going? It was just really good, and kind of making those bonds. I do, of course, miss my family. I did get to speak to them. I did talk to them, over Thanksgiving as well as Christmas into the new year, and so they were definitely expecting me and hoping to see me, but we're working on that, and should be able to get home soon. But it wasn't a bad thing. I feel like I didn't miss too much other than them, but I didn't miss too much. And everybody's saying as soon as I get back, they'll make me whatever I want. The plates, all the food I didn't get to eat. They
nice.
They ready. Let me know when it coming. I said, listen, I'm on the way. I got some things planned too. My mom's birthday's coming up in a couple months, so my sister and stuff has already been talking about what they're doing. It's gonna be really nice. They're actually gonna be doing a little like sipping paint kind of a thing.
Oh yeah, those are fun.
Those are really nice. So I'm really excited to make it home for that. Go home just to see them there, and of course, be there for my mom on her birthday. Which the same thing that happened like last year. It was so crazy that I think I missed. I think I made it to Thanksgiving last year. I didn't do Christmas, and then I came back where it worked out perfectly to where I was able to be there for my mom on her birthday. Like I was literally like I'm coming home, but it just worked out perfectly towards her birthday. So that was a good surprise last year, and I'm pretty sure it'd be a great surprise this year too for this time. I'll make sure I bring gifts other than my face. My sister does a lot of the Christmas things. She so she always like makes the tree. She always, even like I said, even growing up, she would all the time like it'd be like only her gifts, only the gifts she got for her friends, and all this stuff. It's just like, why? But
Does she wrap them?
Yes,
too?
the whole
Oh my
thing.
god! And she's good. She's good at wrapping.
Yeah, she's good. She's good. She's good. She does bags of gifts, and I mean she's really good at that. But so the best thing about it, she's always like, birthdays or like my mom's birthday, Christmas. It's always like, okay, this is what I got. Just send me X amount of dollars, and then so she handles it all. Put our name on. Oh, this came from my mama like. No, sometimes my sister, say when we don't, pay her back in time, she definitely makes it known. I got this, and they didn't nothing.
As she should. Right. Okay, I support that.
She be ready. I'm like, dang, I'm sending it. So, but she's really good at doing that, and I, definitely love her for it. Like I said, if I'm not around or can be away, then it's still like, and my mom loves it, appreciate it all the same. Just the thought, really that thought of it all. So this year, her TV went out. So my sister was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get her like, $100 worth of candles because she loves candles. She burns candles all the time." And then she was like, "Yeah, I had a good deal on the TV." So I was like, "I'm gonna get it." So she was telling me how she set everything like up. Like, so she went like ran to my mom's house because they really live like across. We call it like across the grass. So they live in the same. They live in the same neighborhood, which is really dope. So I can see like my mom's house from my sister's house, and it just like literally cross the grass to each other's house is great. So she's like, she ran over there, struggling to get this big TV out, to set it, to put it in place, and then she's like, she couldn't get the screws at the bottom, so she's trying to find stuff in the house and. Trying to use knives and all this stuff to get TV up and these candles placed. She tried to get everything lit. And
where was your mom?
My mom was at work.
Oh, okay, because I was like, how did she not?
Yeah,
okay.
she was trying to get it before. Okay. She got home or on her way home. Mm-hmm. So then my sister's like, she's my mom got home, was supposed to get home like 5:45 or so, and like an hour or so passed, and she was expecting, as soon as my mom got home, that she'd be getting a phone call. So she's like, all this time passed, and she's still waiting on a phone call that almost never came until like maybe 2 hours later. My mom called her like, oh my gosh, I saw her, saw everything for Christmas, and my sister's like, you just now seeing it? She's like, yeah. She's like, I went home, I went in my room, went to the bathroom, saying, like, walked past it. She's like, she didn't even, because my sister lit some of the candles, for the
really?
So yeah,
wow.
So she's like, she walked in, didn't even realize the candles was lit.
Probably had a tough day.
Yeah, right. She's like, so until one of her friends, because one of her friends from work, I guess came, was at the house with her when she got home, whatever. So they were like, so you just leaving candles burning for no reason? And then so my mom was like what? Like what candles? Like. No, you know what I mean? So it was like this whole. So then when that happened, then it finally hit her like, let me go back. Let me go back in my room because my sister put the TV in the room. Let me go back in the room. And then finally like look, it all like hit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like oh my, Aww. So it was like one of those things where she's like she didn't notice it, but it's just because you know how it is when you walk in your own place. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just become blind to certain stuff a lot of times. So especially you do whatever your routine is, and so it definitely took a minute. So my sister was like, yeah, like I was waiting for you to call me like an hour ago, but she loved it. So she was like, yeah, like I did talk. She was like, yeah, I spent the whole day, watching all my shows, all this stuff. So that was good, and that always makes me feel really good. So I'm looking forward to, like I said, being able to see everybody, and again, like, and for me, it is becoming a thing because our parents and stuff are getting older, and grandparents and stuff. If you're fortunate, of course, where they're still living, so
I got 1 out of 6 left. So.
The grandparents?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got.
Yeah.
Well, actually, my grandmother and my grandfather are both living. My great grandmother recently passed not so long ago. And
Oh,
then on
wow.
my dad, but on my dad's, that's my mom's side. But on my
That's
dad's
awesome,
side,
though.
yeah, my dad's side, both of his parents are gone, and it's gonna be a big thing going to go, really see them, so see my grandparents because it's like one of those things where I'm feeling it too. Like I don't want to be so far away or allow so much time, and then you always get to that point. You do lose people. It's like, oh man, I wish I would have had more time. I wish I could have spent more time. Those kind of things. And like I said, the holidays are because again like growing up, like I've mentioned this I think past episodes where it wasn't really about like the gifts and stuff. Like my mom did really well, I think, in kind of establishing that kind of idea, like the family, and that being the focus part. Because again, there was times where we couldn't afford to get all these things. So it's not necessarily about like okay, the Christmases or Thanksgivings and stuff. It's just for me, it's anytime we can spend together is just as good as any holiday. So me feeling like oh I missed the holiday or didn't it's like that's not the that's not the importance really of it. Um, so of course the goal is to make more time, and I think this year is going to it's definitely a goal to be able to make those trips back to South Carolina a little bit more, be able to go see them, spend as much time as I get, uh, because on the retro side, which I didn't uh, thoroughly communicate this to you prior, but recently we did find out that my dad has prostate cancer, and so of course a big thing is trying to go home is to definitely go see him, and I have been able to speak to him. They were still doing some tests. He did get his prostate removed, since kind of the holidays, and so he's still dealing with it. They said that they think they found more, and I just spoke to him actually yesterday. He said that he is going to have to go through some radiation. But he was definitely optimistic that it's not as bad, and of course we're hoping, that it's not going to be as bad as he thinks, or the doctor, of course, the doctors say, So we're definitely, praying for recoveries and healing and those kind of things. But it is definitely one of those things too. And even the way he was talking yesterday was, and I think you always get to a place at different points in your life, where especially you deal with certain illnesses or traumatic events, you start really, of course, thinking about the, how fragile life is and how fast it is. So, of course, this conversation yesterday was kind of those kind of things, like, that kind of talk, even though, we're not thinking about it going to the worst end, but, you do become more aware of your mortality, I guess you could say, you know what I mean? And so it was, talking to him yesterday was kind of those things, like, I just want to make sure you guys are going to be okay. It was those kind of talks, if I'm going, it's like, okay, we're not going to think about that for a long, long time. But so definitely going home to be able to, to be able to see him and spend some time, because we had a strange relationship in a way, what I mean, like earlier on, kind of growing up, and then of course like now it's not. But because of that, I just like I talk to him every day, or because he just not was overly around growing up. So, but we don't have but I don't have any animosity towards him or anything like that. I do understand life, and we all try to live. Since I don't fault him for and I know a lot of people do. But I like to always say this: our parents are human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They make mistakes. They, especially the first time. Say nobody gets a rule book on how to do this thing, and so a lot of times I'll say, even if you have absent parents, there was maybe circumstances, situations that, and sometimes when you think about kids, it's like, some people argue that shouldn't matter, and what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, people are still human, having human experiences. You know what I mean? And granted, they might not do everything right, but if you have opportunities to make amends, if you have, what I'm saying, and again, like, you should do it, and I mean, I got certain siblings and stuff that's like, I don't want to talk to them, I don't want to, it's like, at the end of the day, like, this is, a human being a human, and they might have not have got it right in the past, but it doesn't mean that there's not place for restitution for the future, and I'm not saying that, with parents, because I know we have, especially from a kid, perspective, and get to adulthood, where I feel like we hold on to that childlike mentality. We want to
you think and expect your parents to be perfect.
Right.
When no one is perfect.
No,
but they are your world for so long of your life that you're like, that it makes a huge impact.
And it does. It does. You know,
that's a lot of pressure to put on a person.
It is. It is. And expectation. And again, you know, as children, sometimes, you know, we don't ask to be here, those kind of things. But I mean, you know, like I said, you know, life happens, and I feel like without one or the other parent, despite how you may feel about them or, you know, those kind of situations, I mean, without them, you know, you wouldn't be. You know, so at the end of the day, the only person you can ever control in the situation is you, especially, you know, when you get to a point of adulthood where, you know, certain things that happen in your past as a child, yes, you don't have any control over. And you need to understand that, like, that's the big thing. When I talk to, like, other friends and stuff who, you know, come from, like, you know, particular broken families or stuff like that, it's like, you know, you were an innocent kid where there was nothing in the situations you could have did, and you don't have to put that on you or hold that against you for you being put in, you know, the environment situation you was in. But the fact that we get, again, I mean, I always say the fact that we get life, we get another day to do better. Like I say, you don't have to be, you know, I'm going to now speak to that parent every single day and let's go out to lunch every week. I mean, it'd be great, you know, we get to those places where we can move over those kind of hurts and pains to be able to do that, and, you know, and then maybe be able to get a better understanding of them and where they were at in that time and stuff like that, you know. But, you know, at least get to a point where you can be cordial, and we can at least have a, you know, just an amicable conversation, you know, without it, you know, without one person. Because at the same time, it doesn't do them any good. Because at the end of the day, nobody can change the past. So even, you know, I speak to a lot of friends and stuff. It's like, you know, they're so ready to bring up the past. Well, you wasn't this, and you didn't do that, and you wasn't. At the end of the day, they can't do anything to change none of that. Just like you can't do anything. And yes, get to a place where you can voice it and you can kind of get it off of you. But after that point, you got to be able to, all right, let's move forward. I believe in meeting people exactly where they're at. All people, even when it comes to family, like accepting them for who they are, good and bad, you know, and not who you expect them to be or want them to be hope to be, because that's always going to continue disappointment.
With anybody, because if you ever put your expectations on people, you will always be disappointed. Right. The only person you should put your expectations on is yourself, because you're the only one that you can control.
That's it. So you're like, oh, they're gonna, you know, and it's like if you got a person who flake on you every time that you plan something, just stop playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You just stop playing stuff with us. You know what I'm saying? Love you. We'll talk when we talk. We'll try to, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna say, oh, beat me here, be here every single time. Because then I start setting myself. I just have to expect that, okay, you're the type where if you make a plan, you might not fall through, and being okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being okay with them being that way. You know, I can't give them, you know. And then I promise you, like, a lot of things and feelings towards people would change. But you know, going back, like I say, you know, of course, love them nonetheless. Like I said, wouldn't be here without any of my parents, and, you know, even still hate for you know, them to go through that and have pain, and, you know, you never want to see that, especially in a parent, you know, or anyone, but you know, you really love. So it's definitely that thing. You know, I'm of course hoping for the best. You know, of course praying for the best. So you know, we'll keep you guys posted on that. I definitely will, for sure.
I definitely will have him in my prayers.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, you know,
and you too.
Yeah,
and your siblings. So.
And as a history, because he mainly got guys, so of course it's one of them things too, that his doctor's like, you know, definitely make sure all your sons, you know, get checked, because unfortunately that is something that is highly hereditary. Yeah. So of course, you know, when he first mentioned it, especially that, it was just like, you know, it hit me too. Like, oh man, like now I gotta be more conscious of our health. And again, as men, we should be. So if you're at that age and you're supposed to get that prostate check, please do so. And then of course you're not, you know, definitely be mindful of your prostate health. And of course, when you get to that age, you know, I think it's like 42, 40? I think 40, in your 40s.
Yeah, something like that. But I think it might be earlier if it runs in your family.
I think it is.
If you have insurance and you can afford to get something checked, get it checked. Like, I am a big advocate for that.
Especially again, things that run in the family, because typically, again, they're likely to even if they're dormant. It's like stuff can be dormant for a long time, and then especially as we do get older and our bodies change in that manner. I mean, stuff can be dormant forever. So I'm big on a lot of those things. Like even now, like I don't have high blood pressure and I don't have diabetes, but it run high in my family. So even now, I don't. I mean, I have my sugars, but because I do like a little sweet every now and again, but I don't over consume the sweets. I don't over consume. Like even when I cook, I either cook with no salt at all or very, very little. Just because I do know those things run high. So definitely, again, always take care of ourselves and our bodies and those kind of things. Sorry, I didn't really mean to go on that kind of tangent in a way, but
you're talking about meet people where they're at. And we're living it,
right? Right. So that was kind of my holidays in a nutshell.
Sounds really fun.
Right. It was fun and real. But it was great.
It'll be fun when you like have your holiday 2.0.
Oh yeah, right. Because when we get together, it's always a great time. And like I said, definitely with the next couple weeks, it's definitely a big goal and Ron's birthday. So yeah, I see him soon enough.
It'll be fun. Yeah, and then we'll do another update.
Right.
Well, yeah. Okay, so I guess it's time for my holidays. First of all, the main thing I want to talk about is I am going to work much harder at what's not limiting myself, but not you'll know what I mean when I get into it. Not like holding myself back from like speaking my truth, but also being careful when I'm talking about things that I'm not just speaking from defensive Amanda, like, because I feel like I said a lot of things around the holidays that was truly like me. It was a me problem, not another person problem. Like, for example, I'm talking about when I talked about people responding to my gifts, I think that definitely came a lot from me already feeling like they weren't worthy of like what I wanted to give people and knowing that I can't afford to give more. And then I think that it was also combined with like the person, I put a lot of pressure on this person, I feel like a lot of times, that they're going to be like maybe disappointed in me or something. So it wasn't anything that they said that like they were truly, because we had a conversation later and I told them how it made me feel and they were like, what? Wasn't saying that at all. But I guess I'll never offer my help again. Because they were like, I know that you would want to give a gift that you bought too.
Right.
And I know you can't afford to buy something and I have something extra. So I want to help you and give that to you to give to them. It wasn't coming from your present isn't good enough, so I gotta give you something vibe.
Right.
And that's definitely how I took it. But that wasn't, and also I recommend not having conversations like this over text in general.
Right.
Because anything can be taken wildly.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean,
I'm sure they say my gift isn't good enough. Meanwhile, I was just like, no, maybe just add.
And they also didn't know what gift I had. So actually, once I gave my gifts, they were like, "Oh my god, that was so much better than I expected! Like that was great."
Funny.
But yeah, and then also when I was thinking about the other people and how they reacted, like they're actually not very reactive people in general. So to expect them to be like, oh my god, this is the most amazing thing I've ever gotten is far-fetched anyways.
Right.
So I think I just was like, because I felt bad that that's all I could give. And I'm not, like, my sister is much better at, like, art, like painting and, like, craft art than I am. So I always have felt like less than in that, and so I just felt nervous like giving them like an artistic gift because I made everyone. I haven't gotten to tell y'all what it was.
Yeah, right.
I actually have a box I should have brought out, but of extras. But I made. Hey, comment below if you want to see it, and I'll bring it in on an episode.
Absolutely. I say you do it.
Yeah, they all look completely different. Yeah. I made everyone ornaments.
Yes.
And they all look completely different.
They do.
They're all like, there's some that are painted, there are some that are glitter, there are like different kind of glitters, there's like different kinds of like candy canes and snowmen and trees and like all this different stuff.
And they're really nice too. Like, it's not no cap. They spent days on it too, by the way. I'm an advocate of all the hard work. If anybody want to know, all the hard work, all the arts and crafts stuff, like
it was everywhere.
Stepping over, like
glitter, like was like an STD all over the floor. It was
trying to get
insane.
him not to get into it and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Even though, like, we got one, I think, marching men that didn't make it.
Oh yeah, I did also. I didn't actually get to give this to anybody, but I did make, because I didn't like how they looked. Well, I got to give it to one person, but I didn't like how they looked, and they didn't feel complete, so I haven't actually given them to them yet. But I did actually make some nutcrackers. Like I didn't make them. I painted them and decorated them. And there was one that was almost done, and I was really excited about. And Teddy definitely chewed off part of it and gnawed on the head, and it looks crazy. So I couldn't give that to anybody.
Right.
But yeah, so that was like, and I went to see multiple family. I also worked. I watched 2 different families' animals. And then they were a few days before Christmas and also after Christmas. So on Christmas, I was driving to 2 different homes, and then back here to let Teddy out, and then to put him up, and then to one of my families, and then from that family to another family, and that was like an hour and a half in between those, and then like they're all an hour away from here. So, and then I had to drive back to the animal's house at night, and then drive over here to see Teddy. So yeah. Your girl was driving all over Georgia on Christmas. Right. But honestly, I do that every year. Like, I actually watched animals last year, and I watched more animals than this year. But regardless, I drive to multiple families that are not very close to each other every year, and I wouldn't do it any other way because I love seeing them and spending time with them. And I was still working on those presents like the night before into the morning of and everything. Like, it was, because they never felt, even though like they did look really nice, and I'm sure everyone really thought they looked great. I just have really high standards for myself. So
you're like, I could have did more. What more?
Yeah, and I just felt like it's weird that I felt so guilty when I know how much time, like, I probably put, like, literally a week altogether of days, because I spent so many days, because I spent, like, 4 days, I guess, with the first batch, and then spent, like, another 4 days, maybe more, with the second batch. And
you had a good bit, maybe like 20, maybe? I don't know how many total.
No, it was a lot more than that, because it was, like, several different family members, and then like some of them, like the hosts got like multiple ones of the home, and and then like some of my my mom got one, my stepdad got one, like people got them individually, and then at the end I had to do them like by households. Some of them got more. They got more in the beginning of the month than the Christmas Day people did. Sorry, y'all, but I was giving like 2 to everybody in the beginning, and then I was like,
you're right.
I can't. So yeah. I still love y'all just as much. Your girl just got really busy and behind, and then didn't feel like the ones that I have that are extra were like good enough. So, because I was actually late. I was late, but they were already eating when I came in. And usually we spend like an hour like mingling and doing some snacks and stuff before we eat. But no, like most of them were already been done with their food when I arrived, because I was over an hour late from trying to make everything perfect.
You're right.
So yeah, those are my holidays. But I definitely want to mention that like I'm gonna do better about not saying things that are definitely out of my own like insecurities and mental health, and not something that someone said, because I really went on like a whole rant about it when that wasn't accurate to the situation. That was just how I felt about the situation and how I interpreted things. And I hadn't had the conversation to confirm that's what they were saying. I just interpreted it that way, you know? Right. So it's not fair to like post something publicly saying this is how it is when it really was just my reaction to it. So yeah, I'm gonna be better about that. You know, I'm always speak my mind, but
right.
I'm gonna be better about that, or at least do things like I'm doing now and talk about it. Cause yeah, you'll see us keep on growing as we go along, like as people, as a podcast, and figuring out exactly what we want to talk about, but and always remaining like truthful to everything. But I wanted to point that out because also, like, I just hope that hopefully that helps someone, that they can like stop doing things that I do. We can grow together.
Grow together, yes.
Yeah. But speaking of growing, so how has your New Year's resolutions been going?
New Year's resolutions been going fairly well. Overall, I really been feeling like I'm still like a week, 2 weeks behind because I did have ideas of a lot of stuff I wanted to happen and have done. Even by the first, that I'm still literally feel like I'm playing catch up in order to do. However, even though I feel like I'm behind, because more things kind of started coming up that I kind of need to do, and kind of start moving stuff around, and but I do still feel like everything I'm doing and building is still towards my ultimate goals and my ultimate plans, and so always I feel like any step toward the right direction is going the right direction, or any impact that puts those plans forward is still significant, no matter how small. Even if it's like, okay, well, the only thing I've been able to do was write my goals down, and that's still a step towards the right direction or the right place.
And you're staying mindful of them.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that, like, I think the biggest thing is just being mindful of the goals you have, and that you're just doing something to still push it. Because I know a lot of times we do get caught up in like, again, like that. Oh, I'm not where I wanted to be. I'm still not making those progressions. But I think overall, for my overall plan for the year, all of these things I've been doing, it's still pushing towards that. So hopefully this week I'll be in a better place to, catch up a little bit and things of that nature. So I'm still very, very optimistic. I mean, officially we're only like 2 weeks in, so still very early in the year. But I'm still more motivated than ever to achieve the goals, the things I really want this year. And because I have I settle like really big things and really pushing stuff forward as far as like career, content, podcast, like making some really monumentous movement. I do feel like I said, the determination, the drive is there. So I just got to maintain that, and then just work on this discipline meets consistency a lot more. And I do think that that's going to be major key. But the boy has not gone into the gym yet. But it's okay. You did.
One day, but I did. It was just one day.
You did. I'm like,
yeah. I think you saw that on part 2 of Will's episode. But we talked about going to the gym, and we didn't that next day. But the day after that, I went with him.
Yes.
I was like, and I did, and I went with him and his wife, Faith. So
right.
Yeah.
So he got
Faith kicked my butt, and then so did the yoga instructor.
Oh, really?
So,
nice.
yeah, because I did like hot yoga and stuff.
Oh,
it was
nice.
really cool.
Yeah,
it was nice.
I know it.
But get those free day passes when you can, because that's what I did.
Right.
So I'm not ready. I am hopeful that I will be ready soon. I'm staying mindful.
You're right.
But I'm not ready to commit financially or otherwise to a gym membership.
I agree.
Now.
Right. Same. I'm with you. But I haven't done any of the things, but it's okay,
Yeah.
But
it's okay. I wasn't I was just proud of it. I was just shouting out.
I'm grateful that you did one day. It's not even it's for real. But I think it's the biggest thing. We'll get.
And you still have gotten a lot of physical labor through work.
I did.
And stuff.
Yeah. I did.
So you've still worked out in some sense.
I definitely get my movements in for sure.
Yeah.
But we'll get a little bit more into that. More sooner than later. I'm assuring myself that much. Like, okay, what I'm saying? Because I'm at that place too. Like, okay, it's time to get back at it. Plus, because like I said, I do want to start doing content and stuff. So, with posting more, of course, I do want to be, active and fit as I can be. And of course, the big goal now that industry is slowly making its way back to Atlanta,
Slowly.
is to get out there a little bit more than I have over the past few years with that part of my career for sure. So the fit part of it is eventually going to be a necessity. Just to try to be as active as I can be. As try to get into this. Still trying to break out into this career, man.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
I feel that.
So yeah, goals.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's so far. But so far everything else is, like I said, really good trajectory, really good movement right now. And like I said, my goals are just ever get bigger, growing, and more so, just becoming more and more. I guess more possible. It's different when you kind of just have these goals, but then when you really just start taking those goals and really breaking them down into like the steps, then it becomes so much more like, okay, I could really, really do this if I just do this and do this, that I could get there. So I'm excited. We talking about Pops the other day. He was like, "You sound excited because listen, because listen. Last year was one of those, what I'm saying, kind of struggle year, kind of crazy up and down. So to be at a place where this year looks, completely different than last year, it definitely gets me excited because I'm like, I'm excited for what I'm going to do, what I'm going to build, even content I haven't thought about, all these things, all the things like even so we talked about as far as the podcast, like I'm excited for. I just feel good about this year. I really do.
Yeah, I feel good about this year for you and for me and for the podcast.
Yeah.
Like I really do. I'm very very excited for you and everything that the future holds. And then all the steps that we're making with the podcast.
Yes, the podcast stuff. I mean, sure. Hope you guys been seeing, our small improvements and major improvements. Like I said, we're going through this phase, like I said, changing dates and changing names, just really, again, try to solidify ourselves as, podcast, of course, I mean, still a brand, and those things. And of course, build this community with you all. Yeah. So.
And we may say ATL in our name, but we love everybody. We want the whole world. We want the whole world, and we want the whole world to know about these ATLOs.
And ATL, and it's a thing. It's a thing. And not being a native here is beautiful. Like I said, she's native here, born and raised, so it's definitely there. But I mean, definitely the experience of it, being here. I will say, for anybody thinking about moving, we full. We at capacity.
Yeah, stay away.
We ain't taking no more people. But
I don't want this rent to keep on going up.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh!
These roads that's not built for these people is the big thing. Like these roads in Atlanta is not built.
New.
And that's the thing that they don't highlight enough is the road space because it's not much.
No.
You got major roads that's still literally just 2 lanes.
Yeah, but then also our public transit ain't shit either. So it's like, I mean, I'm glad it's there to the capacity it is, I guess, but like it needs to be improved too. So like, I don't know, but you can't ride a bike around the city either. So like, just come visit and then go home. We love you, but we can't afford you, and we can't afford you space wise or money wise.
Or money wise. Sheesh. But definitely a beautiful place to be, and I love that the what's the word, the kind of Atlanta pride is really it's really nice, it's really really nice. I do love it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love Atlanta.
I do.
Okay, so I did go to the gym. I mentioned that, but also I've been like trying to communicate my body and my mind this year more. You were good, right? Okay. So I have been like doing some yoga sometimes, trying to do breathing exercises, like working on being more adamant with journaling and all that stuff, and I've been improving with that. The question that you might be asking, I don't know if you remember, but I am still sober.
It is. That's yes.
There were some moments that I definitely struggled that I did not expect, because it was like, once there is no option, then you really get faced with like the struggle of it, I guess. Like I didn't think, I was like, oh, it's going to be a breeze until I'm at a public event, at a club or whatever. But then there were moments where I was like, boo-hoo crying and going through it mentally, and I was just like, I just want one, or I just want a little nicotine, or I just want something else that I can't really talk about. But I pushed through, and then the most beautiful thing that I didn't expect is like, I have been posting on my TikTok every day, which I do have to post about today. I still haven't done that, but I built like a community already with it. Like, I've had several strangers that have reached out to me that are also sober, that have been sober. Either there's a couple that are doing it the same time as me, so we're on the same timeline, but there are people that have done it for years or a year or whatever, and they've like, I've been able to build a community with that just by being vocal. So I am glad. I did post a video, I don't know if you saw it, but about me, like, when I was boohoo crying going through it.
Oh, no, I that one. I missed that one.
I didn't know if I should. I didn't know why I was posting it. I didn't know what was going to come from it, but I'm so thankful that I did, because then I actually got the most community from that post, and now I feel like stronger than ever, you know, and I haven't struggled with it as much as I did that night since that night. And, you know, there's some times where I'm still like, damn, like, I'm just watching everybody drink. I have no option to do it. But I'm really glad that I'm doing it. It's going really well. And then I also had people that I haven't, like, that I still consider friends. I love so much, but we haven't talked much in a while. And they've reached out.
Really? That's amazing.
And so I feel so strong, because I feel such strength behind me with my loved ones and with now my new friends that I've created online. It's so cool. It's so amazing. I'm very, very thankful.
It got a little, you know what I'm saying, got a little cheerleaders, you know what I'm saying, rooting for you and pushing you along. So that definitely helps. Like, okay, you know what? Not just doing it for me, but you know, also the people that's kind of rooting for me and believe in me they can do it, and having that support. So that's actually really great. Building that community out of that. That's amazing.
Yeah, so, it is amazing.
So definitely go to the handles and go look, because you definitely got being consistent with that. I've been checking them out, or when they come get out of this the TikTok there, show your friends and just, you know. So you loop through. I'm like, okay, another, you know, another post.
Yeah, I'm working on being consistent in every other way of social media, but that I'm for sure being consistent on, especially now that I've built this community with it.
And do you feel like that posting also like helps with, you know, keeping you accountable?
100%. 100%. Because I know people are like waiting. There are people waiting to hear how I'm doing with it and waiting to communicate about it with me, and I know that could kind of sound like weird. It feels like I don't mean it like they're like, I don't know if it's like they are expecting it, like, you know what I mean? At this point I've made it a thing that I'm doing, and people are expecting to hear from me, and like that would be scary if my friends did something like that and then they just didn't post, and I'm like, what's going on with them? Are they okay?
Right.
You know, and so it's just good for me to be accountable, but it's also good for me to be able that they can watch like a 60-second or 3-minute video or something like that where they know that I'm okay and that I did okay that day. And I've been trying to implement like things for other people to help them, even if they're not struggling with addiction. Like I try to talk about struggles and how I've gotten through, or how I've been looking at situations, and I try to talk about things besides just the alcohol in that video. And I hope that it helps someone, and I feel like at least the people that I've met and I've been communicating with, like, they've helped me so much, and I really hope that by me doing that has helped them. But I know people appreciate my candor either way.
Right.
But yeah, it's like I didn't expect any of this, and I'm very thankful for it. And it's definitely helped me like go along, because even the people that I have doing this with me in my life, we haven't been able to talk every day. Right. We're both still sober. We're both still doing it. Nice. But we haven't been able to talk every day. So it's nice to be able to like put that out there and communicate with people.
Right. And that definitely helps them too. Like, okay, you know what, they're doing it. you know, I can do it too. And I mean, that's the whole thing about all of this too. Is for those reasons, you know. That accountability on both sides, you know.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to have that as you continue to build. I mean, of course, like I said, I mean, it's going to be the untold stories, you know, that you may never know of the people you may help or somebody that find your page that might not interact with you, but then just seeing you post is, you know, and that's the stuff I kind of love for and live for is the stuff that I never know. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I never know, like, or, you know, finally maybe get it years later. You know, 5 years ago, I saw your 8th day post and listen back. You know, you never know. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you get those stories, it's like, really? Like, you know. And so I'm excited for all those things, like, for you. And I know, like, you know, just as you keep it going, you know what I'm saying? And having people in your corner, you know what I'm saying? You know, I support you. You know, we all support you in this, even from day one when you first met it, you know. And I mean, she's doing really, really good. Like, y'all got, for real, like, she had a bunch of leftover liquor that I got to get. And it was great. It was like,
and I still have stuff in the house, and I'm staying sober. Okay, that's the insane part. That's when I was really struggling. That was the worst part because I have a vape in the house too, so like I have everything at my disposal. If I wanted to, I definitely could have it right there, and I've still been staying strong. So that's actually
very impressive.
Yeah, I know. I've impressed myself with that.
Because that's tough. You know, that's the weakness for a lot of people. Like, out of sight, out of mind is one thing, but
no, there's champagne. I mean, it's really flat champagne, but there's champagne in the fridge. Yeah, that's right. It's really flat at this point. I've been meaning to tell you for a couple weeks now to drink it. Okay, that's so funny. Because it was from our New Year's episode. Oh, yeah.
That's hilarious. I know good and flat. I'm sure.
Very flat, but mixed in with something, it'd be fine. Oh, you're right. It'd be fine.
Orange juice, flat mimosa.
But I have been so I've been drinking like white grape juice and regular grape juice out of like wine glasses.
Oh yeah, nice.
Like trying to figure out mocktails and stuff, and because I couldn't just have. Like, for the first week and a half or so, I was like, it was just coffee and water. Yeah. And that's all I had. And I was like, I'm so bored of this. Yeah, right. So I needed something else. So I got some sparkling water. I got some juices. And I've been, like, playing with everything and seeing what I can create.
Yeah. So. I love that. That's going to be so good. Yeah. Oh, it's a good time. Right. You know, I can see it. Like, give me the Virgin Shirley Temple.
Oh, and I love a Shirley Temple. Too. They're really so good, and I really embarrass whoever I go out with because I will stab those cherries and eat them. Really? Every time. I'm not gonna leave the fruit at the bottom that I want to eat just like chilling.
Yeah.
No.
I like cherries, so I'll be like.
Oh, I love cherries.
It can stay. No. But I do like them. It's a good little.
I stab them with a straw, or even worse, I like move the ice around and grab it.
I'm getting that. You can't leave that. That's the snack at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
The absorbed all the juice flavors.
Right, exactly. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. Highly recommend. I may look like an animal, but I don't care. It's fine.
Right, it's okay. I love it.
I'm not in a fine dining restaurant, and honestly, if I was, I'd probably still do it.
You still would, right? Do you want to say judge your mammy? Don't judge me.
You'll be all right. Me digging for my cherry really doesn't affect you.
Right. Mind your business. We trying to be sober over here. Mind your business.
Honestly, I earned that cherry.
Right, I earned that cherry. Right.
I've done that way before in the sober thing, but yes.
Yeah, right.
But now there's an excuse. There we go. Yeah. So those are my New Year's things. Oh, I did want to mention real quick. I am working on several different projects right now, and then also I'm like actually working now, so that's exciting.
It is exciting.
And I needed it. So yeah, I'm excited for what the future holds. And one thing that you said is like you feel like you're constantly behind, and I definitely have felt that because I have so many goals for this year. Yeah. But I'm proud of both of us and everything we've accomplished. Right. And we're still like pushing forward and focusing still on everything that we want to accomplish and putting like seeds into that fruit of labor.
And I agree with that too. And that's why I really feel like this year, you're definitely gonna be able to get more. More good reports, more great progress. I believe, especially like since staying true, keeping ourselves, each other accountable, personal things as well as, of course, with the podcast for sure. So I think you guys are gonna be able to see us grow and change just a whole lot more. And I can never stop. I think maybe 1,000 episodes in, and I'm still gonna be thanking you guys for tuning in, for sticking with us through all the craziness, mishaps, Teddy interruptions, and all kind of stuff. You guys definitely been sticking through for us and with us, and like I said, we definitely don't take it lightly at all. For sure. We will just continue to grow, continue for us to grow, continue to build. And a lot of good things for you guys to tune into.
Oh yeah, sure. We have a lot coming up, so keep on coming back. Yes. Tell your friends. We'll be talking about a lot of different things.
Yes.
And just continuing to grow and do better and evolve. And you'll definitely be able to see that, especially on YouTube. But we are going to be coming more places. I'll tell you more about that when we're there.
Yes.
But we're working on it.
We're working on it, right? Working on it, talking about it, planning it. I'm just really excited. Like I didn't, again, from the first episode we first decided to do this, to kind of come this far in, and I think she was like, last season ended with 20 episodes?
18. But
episodes.
We'll do 20 a season
now. So, I don't know how you feel, but to me, that's hella impressive. Like, I did, again, we didn't even know what we were really doing, thinking about, it was, again, that moment
we're
was just...
We're learning as we're going.
Literally was like, let's hit record, and let's just really... see what happens. Like I said, they didn't have things that we was ultimately going to talk about, or none of those things. So to be at 18 episodes in, and
19 if you count the teaser.
Yeah.
So I guess 19.
And to see us build, and to see the views, like I said, see subscribers.
Yeah.
And we got a couple more subscribers since the last what I said. I'm gonna just keep telling about our subscribers and keep speaking of them, because I just feel like they're just gonna start flooding in more and more. So we definitely, again, thank you guys again and again.
Yes.
Your shares, your likes.
If you want to comment, subscribe, rate, you can comment on Spotify too, and you can talk as a community as well. Comment on YouTube, on our Instagram. You'll find us everywhere at Talkin'. No G, because we're the G's. Talking shit, ATL. And thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank y'all again so much. We just love you.
Yes. Thank you for watching. Even if you do nothing else and just are here watching and listening, thank you so much. It's been so incredible. And I can't wait to see what the rest of the year
I can't wait either. And I can't I always speak too much.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I can't wait for the year.
We have some things planned. We have some more guests planned. We have a lot of things planned. So please come back. It's gonna get better and better.
Better. That's the goal. Right.
Okay.
Well, that's all you got for the day.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Okay, love you.
Love you. Bye.